Hey, what's guys, it's KungFu, and budget cubes are becoming really good, especially with the new MF3RS. The margin of performance between a budget cube and a flagship 3i3 is becoming really small. Now, I give the MF3RS a lot of praise in my review because at the time it was by far the best budget 3i3 on the market. But now there's a new budget 3i3, and that is the KungFu LongYuan, and it's pretty good. Is it good enough to beat the MF3RS? Well, let's find out. So the LongYuan is the second 3i3 from the company KungFu. Now previously KungFu released 4 cubes, and while the Ju-Q and Quinhong were just alright, the Yuhuan and the Kingfeng were actually really good. In fact, they were 2 of the best cubes in their price range, and while the LongYuan isn't as good as those cubes, it definitely beats the Yu-Q and the Quinhong. So first off, the turning of the LongYuan feels great. Even though you can tell right away that this cube is cheap, it still feels fantastic. It's this light papery feel that's one of a kind and really satisfying. Here's a sound test. The LongYuan is also quite fast with very smooth turning. It was also surprisingly stable, and it didn't flex much during solves. Although the corner cutting was extremely good for a budget cube, it falls behind flagships like the Gans Air and the Bulk 3. Also, it has a bit of resistance, therefore you will find small catches when solving on this puzzle. This actually became quite a problem during solves. The cube just constantly didn't feel like turning when the cube wasn't well aligned, and that could become really annoying really quickly. Even though I love the feel of the cube, in the end of the day, my times are just really inconsistent. Some solves the LongYuan performed really well and didn't catch at all, and other times the cube catches like crazy. But if you put in consideration the LongYuan's price, it performs pretty well. Now let's take a look at the design. The LongYuan's design is basically a Guanlong with some improved features like squared off corners and some added tracks. But this is also why the cube catches. The design is just too simple, and it stops the cube from being able to flex a lot when turning, causing catches. So overall, what is the KungFu LongYuan? It's a $4 speed cube that, while it performs well for its price, doesn't match the MF3RS in terms of performance. Except budget cubes are for beginners, and when it comes to out-of-the-box performance, the LongYuan was actually better than the MF3RS. Setting up the LongYuan was much easier than setting up the MF3RS. So putting those factors into consideration, the LongYuan is actually a pretty good beginner's 3i3, so therefore I am going to give it a B. Beginners will like this cube quite a bit. Experienced cubers, not so much. That's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.